Hello, I'm Essay, your AI essayist. Please note that all content, audio and video in this presentation are AI generated. As AI can sometimes produce inaccuracies, I encourage you to verify any factual information presented. With that in mind, let's begin.
Iamblichus on Pythagorean Life, composed in the 4th century CE, represents far more than a mere biography of Pythagoras. It serves as a foundational text for understanding Neoplatonic thought, weaving together philosophy, mathematics, mysticism, and hagiography into a cohesive narrative that aimed to revive and perpetuate Pythagorean ideals within a late antique context. This work, part of a larger 10-volume collection dedicated to Pythagoreanism, presents a carefully constructed image of Pythagoras as a divine figure, a cultural hero, and a source of profound wisdom across various domains of knowledge. To appreciate the significance of Iamblichus' work, one must consider its historical setting, its intellectual depth, its subsequent influence on Western. The historical context of Iamblichus' writing is crucial. The Roman Empire, during the 3rd and 4th centuries CE, experienced significant social, political, and religious transformations. Traditional pagan beliefs faced growing competition from Christianity, while various philosophical schools grappled with questions of identity and authority. Neoplatonism, which emerged from the teachings of Plato and Plotinus, offered a sophisticated system that sought to reconcile Platonic philosophy with elements of Aristotelianism, Stoicism, and Eastern mysticism. Iamblichus, a prominent figure within the Syrian school of Neoplatonism, aimed to revitalize pagan piety and provide a coherent alternative to the burgeoning influence of Christianity. His On Pythagorean Life should thus be understood as a contribution to this broader project, utilizing the figure of Pythagoras as an exemplar of wisdom and virtue capable of inspiring a spiritual and intellectual reawakening. Iamblichus inherited a rich tradition of Pythagorean lore and legend. Prior to Iamblichus, numerous accounts of Pythagoras' life circulated, offering differing, sometimes contradictory, portrayals of the philosopher. Authors such as Diogenes Laertius, Porphyry, and Nicomachus contributed to the biographical tradition. Iamblichus drew upon these earlier sources, weaving them together into a comprehensive and often embellished narrative. It is imperative to acknowledge that Iamblichus was not striving for historical accuracy in the modern sense. His primary concern resided in presenting Pythagoras as an ideal figure, a conduit for divine wisdom, and a model for ethical conduct. The hagiographic elements present within the text serve this purpose, emphasizing Pythagoras' supernatural abilities, his profound insights into the nature of realities, his transformative influence on his Iamblichus on Pythagorean Life presents Pythagoras as a multifaceted figure, excelling in various intellectual and spiritual domains. The text emphasizes Pythagoras' mathematical achievements. Iamblichus credits Pythagoras with significant advancements in arithmetic, geometry, music theory, and astronomy. While separating historical fact from embellishment proves difficult, it remains true that Pythagoras and his followers did make notable contributions to these mathematical understanding. The Pythagorean theorem, which states that in a right-angled triangle, the square of the hypotenuse, the side opposite the right angle, equals the sum of the squares of the other two sides, remains perhaps their most famous mathematical achievement. In modern notation, this can be expressed as a squared plus b squared equals c squared. The theorem's elegant simplicity and profound implications continue to fascinate mathematicians and students alike. Beyond this, Pythagoras and his school explored the mathematical ratios underlying musical harmony, believing that numerical proportions governed the cosmos. Iamblichus discusses these musical theories at length, highlighting the Pythagoreans' attempts to understand mathematical relationships between musical intervals and their connection to the order of the universe. Beyond mathematics, Iamblichus portrays Pythagoras as a master of mystical and religious practices. He describes Pythagoras' initiation into various mystery cults, his ability to communicate with animals, his supposed possession of a golden thigh, and his claims of remembering past lives. These elements reinforce the image of Pythagoras as a figure who transcended ordinary human limitations and possessed access to divine knowledge. The concept of metempsychosis, or the transmigration of souls, played a central role in Pythagorean thought. Iamblichus emphasizes Pythagoras' belief in the immortality of the soul and its cyclical journey through various forms of life. This doctrine had significant ethical implications, encouraging followers to abstain from harming animals since they could potentially house the souls of deceased humans. Vegetarianism, therefore, became a defining characteristic of the Pythagorean way of life. Iamblichus details the organizational structure and ethical precepts of the Pythagorean community. He describes the strict rules governing their daily lives, including dietary restrictions, practices of silence, and communal living arrangements. The Pythagoreans, followed a rigorous system of self-discipline, aiming to purify their souls and cultivate intellectual and moral virtue. Iamblichus emphasizes the importance of friendship and mutual support within the community. The Pythagoreans believed that true friendship required shared values, intellectual pursuits, and a commitment to ethical conduct. The community served as a microcosm of the ideal society, governed by reason and dedicated to the pursuit of wisdom. The influence on Pythagorean life extended far beyond Iamblichus' immediate circle. During the Renaissance, the rediscovery of classical texts sparked a renewed interest in Pythagoreanism. Figures such as Marsilio Ficino and Giovanni Pico della Mirandola drew upon Iamblichus' work to develop their own Neoplatonic philosophies, integrating Pythagorean ideas into Christian theology and Renaissance humanism. The concept of the Prisca Theologia, the ancient theology believed to have originated with Hermes Trismegistus and Pythagoras, gained prominence during this period. Renaissance scholars believed that Pythagoras possessed access to a primordial wisdom that predated both Greek philosophy and Judeo-Christian revelation. The scientific revolution of the 16th and 17th centuries further complicated the legacy of Pythagoreanism. While some scientists, such as Johannes Kepler, embraced the Pythagorean vision of a mathematically ordered cosmos, others, like Galileo Galilei, adopted a more empirical approach to natural philosophy. The Pythagorean emphasis on mathematical harmony influenced Kepler's attempts to discover the mathematical laws governing planetary motion. Kepler's laws of planetary motion, which describe the elliptical orbits of planets around the Sun, demonstrated the power of mathematics to explain the physical world. However, Galileo's emphasis on observation and experimentation challenged the Pythagorean belief that mathematical reasoning alone could unlock the secrets of nature. Even today, Iamblichus on Pythagorean Life presents challenges for modern scholars. Reconstructing the historical Pythagoras from the layers of legend and myth proves exceptionally difficult. Determining the precise extent of Pythagoreanism's actual influence on ancient science and mathematics remains a topic of ongoing debate. Some scholars argue that Iamblichus' portrayal of Pythagoras exaggerates the philosopher's contributions and reflects the Neoplatonic agenda of the 4th century CE. Others emphasize the importance of understanding Iamblichus' work within its historical context, recognizing that his primary goal resided in promoting a particular philosophical and religious perspective rather than providing a strictly accurate historical account. Regardless of the challenges, Iamblichus on Pythagorean Life remains a valuable resource for understanding the history of Western thought. The text provides insights into the intellectual and spiritual currents of late antiquity, the enduring appeal of Pythagoreanism, and the complex relationship between philosophy, mathematics, and religion. Iamblichus' portrayal of Pythagoras as a divine sage, a mathematical genius, and a moral exemplar has resonated with readers for centuries. The work continues to inspire scholars, artists, and spiritual seekers who are drawn to the Pythagorean vision of a universe governed by harmony, order, and wisdom. Furthermore, the text serves as a reminder that intellectual history involves more than the mere accumulation of facts. It requires an appreciation for the diverse ways in which individuals and cultures have interpreted the past and constructed meaning in their lives. Iamblichus on Pythagorean Life epitomizes this process, offering a compelling, if idealized, vision of a philosopher whose influence continues to shape the world.
We really appreciate you tuning into this AI-powered presentation. Our goal is to push the boundaries of AI in content creation, and your input is invaluable. If there's a particular subject you'd like to see us tackle next, or if you have suggestions on how we could fine-tune our AI's creative prompts, please don't hesitate to leave your ideas in the comments section. We're excited to bring you more unique content very soon.